Hi everyone, it's Dawn. Today video is going to be a short video. I'm going to show you the technique of crackling. So you can buy products out there that are actual crackling products, but today I'm going to show you how you can use a few inexpensive products to create the same look, just not using a crackling product. So this is just a scrap that I had. I already had gone ahead and did this so that you can see what the crackling looks like. Okay, so I'm going to show you today how to get this look with just a few simple, inexpensive products. Okay, so what you're going to need is your project that you're going to be using. I'm going to use this scrap piece of wood. I have not tried to use this technique on any shells yet. I might give that a try and I'll post that if I can get it to work. I use this technique if I'm making cutting boards. You can do it for signs. You can really do it on anything you want. But today I'm just going to show you on this, just a sample piece of wood. So you're going to need some paint. The paint is what you're going to need to paint the base with. Whatever color your base is the crackle that's going to come through. On this piece here, I painted it with a dark brown, and that's what's coming through. So if you were to use an orange paint, that's what you're going to see through. So I chose to paint my board today just a dark brown. So you're going to need a paint of your choice for the base. Of course, you're going to need some paint brushes. You're going to need some chalk paint. It's got to be white. It doesn't have to be white. You can do another light color if you want, but preferably white. And Elmer's school glue. And that's pretty much all you're going to need for this project. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your project that you want to have the crackle effect on. In this case, it's just going to be this piece of scrap wood. And you're going to paint it whatever base color that you want. Again, like I said, I went ahead and painted my scrap wood with this dark brown. And then you paint it. You can do 2 coats if you want. But this has to be completely dry before you get to the next step. So I painted it, I let it sit for, a little bit. You can use your heat gun, but regardless of if you let it sit or use your heat gun, this needs to be completely dry. Okay, then you're going to take your Elmer's glue and you're going to squirt it all over your project. Sorry, this is not coming out fast enough. Okay, you're going to get a decent amount on there. And then you're going to paint it on here. Going to make a layer of it. Coat the whole thing. You can do, it's like a, I don't know, it's like a medium layer, you don't have to go, you can, you don't go so heavy with it, but do enough so that you can completely cover your project and, give it a substantial coat. And you're going to just coat the whole project. Just good old Elmer's glue. Okay, so now you're going to get the coat of Elmer's glue painted on. Then what you're going to do is you're going to give it just a couple of, maybe like a minute or so, let it sit. I'm going to continue on so that I can get through this video. But you're going to give it like a minute or so. Now you don't want the glue to dry. You want it to be wet, tacky when you go to the next step. The next step is applying the white chalk paint. So while the glue is still wet, and again, let it just sit like for a minute or so, but it needs to be wet. And when you brush this on, you know, put a good amount, it's preferable for you to do it in the same direction. Just paint it in the same direction. The crackle will just come out a lot better. Coat the whole board or your whole project. I am going to go the other way on that. Okay. Okay. So you're going to paint your project with the white chalk paint. Now what I like to do is I like to let it sit and dry by itself, but you can also use your heat gun. So as it dries, you'll start to see the crackle come through. I'm going to use the heat gun. Like I said, I prefer to let it dry on its own, and it doesn't take very long to dry on its own. But if you want to speed up the process, you can use your heat gun. I find sometimes when I use my heat gun that sometimes I get like a little bubbling. So, but for, again, the sake of the video so that you can see what I'm doing, I will use the heat gun. And you'll see as it starts to dry, it'll start to crackle. It's starting, you can see how it's already starting to crackle. I love this technique. It looks so cool. It makes it look weathered and aged. As you can see, as the paint is drying, the crackle is coming through. And again, whether you leave it to dry by itself or you choose to use a heat gun, that's what it's going to do. And yeah, it's really cool, really simple to do. And then what you can do, what I like to do sometimes, depending on the look you're looking for, I go in with some Distress ink and I kind of, you know, dab it on there, catch the edges so it makes it look like it's aged and weathered. You can leave it like this. You can do whatever you want with this. And like I said, whatever color you make your base is what's going to come through. But that's how you get the crackled look. Paint your project. Let it completely dry. Apply a coat of Elmer's glue. While it's still wet, apply a coat of white chalk paint. And again, you can use really any color. I mean, I would stick with a lighter color. I always use white. And you paint on the white paint, and then you leave it to the side to dry or use your heat gun, and this is what you'll get. So I hope that answers some questions. I hope that helped you out, and to have fun with this. It really makes your projects look like really, really cool. So thanks for watching, and happy crafting.